You are now listening to the Claim It podcast with me, your host, Trisha Huffman, your joyologist. On this podcast, I hope that you walk away with some more compassion for yourself, some more hope, inspiration, because being a human is hard. Let's be real, but it's also magical. And our time here on this earth is not guaranteed. That is the truth. And so when I'm doing these solo episodes and I'm having conversations with my amazing guests, I am going into the journey of life, and I hope I'm providing you inspiration and empowerment by diving into my story and other people's. The reality is what we have now is now. So there's many reasons the podcast is named Claim It, but one of them is very much your life right now is happening right now. So how can you claim it in the moment for yourself in even the tiniest bit? Claim a little bit of joy, you know? All right, so let's get into what I want to talk about today. This is not something new to what I say and have shared, but recently I had a different lens of it, and I want to share that with you today. So it's not new because, again, if you've listened to my podcast before, especially when I'm talking with a guest and we get to that last question, which is, what are you claiming for yourself? Then I often explain to them, if I haven't already, why the podcast is named Claim It, which, like I said, can take many different ways. But the real reason is because I feel /know my how I look at it as that often how we go after things in our life and how we want to be and feel. So, right, we want to be enough. We want to feel enough. We want to be successful. So we want to feel successful. We want to be fulfilled. Whatever these things are that we move through our lives doing the things, like, why are you doing the things you're doing, right? Why do you want to earn more money? Why do you want to look a certain way? Why do you want to be in a relationship? Often we are unconsciously going after more, or different things, or who we think we should be, or what we should look like based on what we have been led to believe that looks like, right? So we're going after success based on what we have been framed to believe success looks like. We want to feel fulfilled. What does fulfillment look like? I really want to feel enough in my body, in my life, in whatever it is, and who I am in the world. And so oftentimes that goes, what does it look like to be enough? This is usually happening unconsciously. You're not aware that you're chasing after what it looks like, but that's what happens. And so that's why so often, even once you get the things, right, which I do work with people who have it all and they've worked hard for it too. And then once you get those things, everything you've wanted, oftentimes it doesn't really change how they feel inside. Because now I have this success, I have this accreditation, I have people that are looking up to me, that want to get to know me, whatever. I've done the things, I've putting out work out into the world that is making an impact on people. Those things are real and they are true. And not saying that these people are fake or we're chasing some fake ideas. But you can have it all and then still not feel successful, still not feel worthy, still not feel enough, still not feel fulfilled, even if you have been doing all of those things that led you to believe you would then do that, you would feel that way, right? And for me, I think, again, because it's how we look at it, instead of what about right now in this moment, you asking yourself, what would it feel like to be enough? What does enough feel like? Not what does it look like? Because a lot of times our brains might go to, oh, I have this much money. I dress like this. I have the relationship I desire. I have these friendships that I love. Not what does it look like? What does it feel like to you right now? What does being enough feel like? What does being successful feel like, not look like? I'll be successful once I make this much money. And so then I don't have to worry about, looking at price tags or when my book hits the bestseller list, or I have this many clients or whatever that. Not saying that those things are wrong. I'm not telling you that any of the ideas of what those things look like are wrong. But again, what does success feel like? So leaning into that. So this is not something that is new. I share this idea often. Like I said, it can come up in conversations with guests when I'm getting into. That's why the podcast is named Claim It, because then the idea is, if you lean into what would it feel like to feel enough? And if you can actually visualize that for yourself, you might be able to tap into that right now. Oh, I am enough. Sure. It'd be nice to have that and that and that and that. But right now, I can feel enough right now. I can feel successful right now. So then you can actually have the access to claiming those things that we're chasing, even if it doesn't look like this picture perfect idea of what you have been led to believe, or even what you do want to continue to strive for, right? Because that's the thing. We're striving for these things in our lives, and we don't know when life is going to end. So wouldn't it feel great to move through while you're working on those awesome things? To feel enough right now, to feel worthy right now, to feel successful right now, to feel fulfilled right now, as you also are doing the things you want to be doing to make a bigger impact or whatever it is you're chasing. All right. So along with that theme, but slightly, I wouldn't say slightly different, maybe slightly even taking that into a narrower lens. But here we go again. It's not so much your circumstance, but how you feel about it. So it's like your circumstance doesn't matter so much. What matters is how you feel about it. So let me give you several examples to really help you get what I am feeling when I say that. Let's say, one, I am a single mom. I never chose to get married. And that was something that was not important to me. That's important to other people, and it wasn't to me. So I've never felt weird or shame or awkward because I've had children and I didn't get married. And then our relationship has gone separate ways. We're still a family. I'm getting ready to go spend Easter all together with the family as I'm recording this. And we get to create that, right? And that's the thing, it's my life. So it doesn't matter what anybody else would look at my relationship, how I spend my time, the fact that my kids' mother and father are no longer together, all of that. It doesn't matter what other people think about that. It's how do I feel about it? And yeah, like going through that realization that took a long time of like, okay, this is hard because of course we love our children so much and you want the best for them. And so seeing actually this is maybe the best for them. Me, especially growing up with parents that fought all the time, that stayed together. Well, I'm sure I'm not them. So, but I know staying together for the kids was one of the reasons. And I didn't enjoy it. I hoped that they had gotten divorced because they were both miserable. That was my experience. I don't know their experience. My experience was growing up with parents that seemed miserable. Most of the time, not all the time. I have great memories. You know what I'm saying? But again, so some people I know out there, and I've experienced this, I've heard this from other people, I've seen it firsthand that a single parent, single mothers, especially I have experienced myself, I'm sure other single fathers experience as well, that maybe they have some sort of shame or wishing that they feel bad, wrong, that they are single. And maybe they wish, right? They had a partner. That's not bad. It's not bad. It's not wrong to wish that your relationship had worked out or to wish that you were now in a new relationship. That's not bad or wrong. But also how I'm moving through the world is I feel great about my choices. Do I wish that? Yeah, I wish that we could all be a happy family that lives all in one house all the time. That does sound like a great idea, but that wasn't the path that worked for us in my family. And so it doesn't matter that I'm a single mom. It's how I feel about that, how I feel about our relationship, our family dynamic. And so then when I'm showing up, when I'm having conversations with people, and, and people are then like, oh, that, or they learn this or that. And I tell them, oh, he's this and blah, 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 like where their dad is. There's never any ounce of shame or this. That's just like, yeah, that's and that, yeah, their dad lives here and this, and yep. And we do this and blah, blah, blah. So it doesn't matter what your circumstance is, it's how you feel about it. So this could also apply to getting laid off, being unemployed. That sucks. That's no fun. That's not fair, right? So you're allowed to, of course, be upset about you're unemployed, but you don't have to feel shame or like you're wrong or no one's ever going to hire you again. You don't have to feel that way. You don't have to, right? Your circumstance isn't what matters. I'm not going to see you and think, oh, Susie's unemployed, so that's who she is. And if somebody sees you that way, that's their shit, not yours, right? So just being like, that is the truth. I am currently unemployed. That doesn't have to mean forever. And I don't have to have shame for that. I don't have to feel like I'm not good enough. I failed for whatever reason you became unemployed. Because a lot of times people become unemployed because it's just the business restructuring, right? Or this or that. But perhaps you really did mess up at your job. That still doesn't mean anything about you. That was obviously not the best job for you. Or maybe it was, and that was a learning experience. And this is life, and it goes on and we evolve. Right? So like, you don't have to feel shame for this. I guess a lot of this is what it's coming down to is shame, right? Even your current budget and what you're able to spend your money on. It's not, you could look at it, oh, these people are going on all these trips, or they're spending money like this. And so I'm, again, like, I must not be enough, or this is wrong with me. I'm not something enough. Feeling, again, it's usually related to shame because of what your current financial circumstances are. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your financial circumstances are. It's how you feel about yourself and your life. And you might be like, you're allowed to want more, right? If you're struggling financially right now, you can want more. You can be looking at ways to earn more money, to get a job, to get a different job, to add a side hustle, all of those things. It's not wrong to want more or different, to grow or devolve. But you can do that coming from a place of, like, I'm enough right now. I support myself. I love myself. I take care of myself. Like, you can feel, you don't have to feel shame. Again, like, you see that, like, wanting more, it's like you're coming from a place of love because you want more expansion in your life, right? Because, oh yeah, I would love to be able to afford these different things and not still feel like, well, I'm not enough while I'm here. Like, as if you're wrong for existing as a human at the current financial status you're at, because we know you can go all around the world to places that have absolutely nothing and have some of the most joyous people. So we really do know that your financial status has nothing to do with your joy and how you feel about yourself, unless you let it. Because other people, sure, they might look at you like, oh, this or that, but who cares about other people? This is your life. So your circumstance isn't really what matters, and we can change our circumstances, but what matters is how you feel about it. And that also, how you feel about it will shift how you're coming at the thing to change the circumstance. Again, you're single, that doesn't, you're someone who is older and who doesn't have kids. That's your choice. That's your life. What matters is how you feel about it, right? And maybe you're someone who did always want kids, and that's really hard for you. And so again, wrapping your head around, right, that's something I wanted for my life. That's not what's happened. So a big part, of what I share as well in the book, of course, F the shoulds, do the wants, acceptance. It's painful to accept that these circumstances, but leaning to, okay, so what can I do about it, right? Then I'm going to choose this, and I'm going to choose to live my life this way. If you want to do the many things you could do, which are not necessarily easy, having a child on your own, IVF, surrogacy, adopting, fostering. Those are not easy choices. And I know that. And making peace. I thought I was going to have kids and I'm not. So it's not, but it doesn't mean anything about you and who you are or what your body has done. Your body is not a failure. You're not a failure if you always wanted that. And now that's not what's happened in your life for whatever reason. So it's looking at how you feel about it. That's what matters most, is how you feel about your circumstances, about how you feel about your choices, right? Again, we could say like the choice isn't what's matter. It's how you feel about it. It doesn't matter how much you have in your life, how much abundance you have. It's how you feel about it. And then when you are feeling and in touch with, I am enough as I am, I love myself, I am claiming, you make the space for joy and all of that, you can still then make the spaces to change your circumstances, to make the forward steps, to make progress, to try different things on and out, but you're coming to it from this different place, this different feeling, and not like you're making it out of I'm not enough, because that's what happened. If you are in the I'm not enough place, and so then you're trying to get to this place, whether it's I want to be in a relationship, I want to have a better job, I want to have more finances, I want to live here, I want to, whatever the things are that you're wanting to do. I want to have a bigger platform to share my messages, whatever. You're not wrong for wanting more, different. But if you are feeling as if once I have that, do that, be this, then I will feel enough. Then I will be radiating in joy and success and fulfillment. That's what I'm saying. Usually when we put it outside of ourselves, chasing it, you can get that thing. You could be in a new relationship. You can have all the money. You could be on the top of the charts, the bestseller list. And then you likely will then still be like, oh, okay, well, there's still a lot of lack there. Okay, so maybe it's if I do this. Maybe it's then if we have a dog. Maybe it's if I go on and hire a yacht. I don't know. I'm just making things up. Right. But can you see how that happens when you're chasing things out of an I'm not enough? This will make me be fulfilled. This will make me be successful. This will make me be enough. Then even once you get that thing, it's not going to magically fix you. You're likely going to then, by the way, you likely will feel some like, yes, I did it. Look at me. But very quickly it can turn into, okay, well, what's next? Because it's not your fault. That's our human condition. That's our human condition. The doubts, the fear, the shame, the shoulds, the worries are going to surface. And so that's why I'm continually tapping you back to checking in with yourself, because a lot of that stuff comes from our own head, but we project it out into the world as if that's what other people think about us, right? That's what's holds you back from trying things, from making changes, from putting yourself out in the world. What will other people think about me? What if I'm rejected? What if even the people I know already reject me when I'm honest about what I want or this? It all comes back to you. So being in touch with, what am I telling myself? What am I thinking? What am I feeling? What am I putting once I do this, I will feel that. So it's not your circumstance that matters. It's how you feel about it. Because again, people who have absolutely everything are able to make their dreams come true like that because they've worked hard to get there. And now they have that access, by the way. They go on all the trips, all the things. A lot of those people are not luxuriating in, I did it, I made it, look at what I get to do. There are people out there. I'm not saying that everybody that accomplishes things feels like this, but you have to do this continual self-work. So how do you feel about it? How do you feel about your life? How do you feel about your choices? How do you feel about your circumstances? And being honest with yourself in that way, if you're feeling like you're not good enough or you're wrong or something, looking at it, is it why? Is it because I should feel I should look a different way? My life should look differently? Are they actually your thoughts and feelings, or what you've been conditioned to believe about what enoughness and success and fulfillment and what your life should look like to be able to enjoy it is? And again, if those are your choices and you really do want more different, whatever, then allowing yourself to go after it while nurturing yourself, loving yourself, and not once I have this, everything's going to be magically different. And you can be in a situation. By the way, I know there are awful circumstances out there. This could obviously be taken into some, oh, it's not your circumstances, like, racism or anything, any of the isms, or you're in an abusive relationship. Obviously, this would not apply in those situations, right? We get that. I'm not at all like, no, you're not a victim. It's how you feel about it. That, to be clear, maybe I needed to say this earlier, to be clear, that is something, yeah. If you are in like an abusive relationship or you are actually being treated unfairly, it's not, that's your circumstance. It's how you feel about it. If you are obviously in a dangerous situation, an abusive situation, a situation where you are not treated fairly, it's your circumstance. I'm laughing at that, not just because, because that's funny, but because I hope that that's obvious when I'm saying these things. So I want you to take a look at that in your own life and see where you can allow yourself to feel more enough, to feel more fulfilled, to feel more successful, where you are right now, to acknowledge yourself, to acknowledge you for showing up for your life, for everything that you've been through, and to be able to feel enough. Oh, your body, that's another way, right? It's not like, I was very much raised with the obsession on not just my family, on society. I was in the generation of when I was growing up, such a focus on thinness and what your body size. So then I still have these ideas about when I'm getting dressed, right? Okay, dressing for what's flattering. Oh, I can't wear that because look at my arm, or I don't look that thin in that outfit, but I look more thin in that outfit. Like that happens in my brain. And I have to then be like, it doesn't matter what my body even looks like. It's how I feel about it. And my brain wants to, again, create some sort of shame for me not fitting into an enoughness box that was constantly being pushed on me that doesn't fit my, like, it's an impossible thing for me to get to that level of thinness. That is the truth. So, and by the way, yeah, I'm not even, yes, I guess I could be mid-size. I don't know. I'm average. I don't know, but still, right, these things come up. So it doesn't matter what my size is. It doesn't matter what my body looks like. It's how I feel about it. And so that's work that I have to continuously do because of the brainwashing of the world and its focus on this is what a body should look like, right? So another way to apply that, and that's continuous work, that my brain wishes it was thinner. And so then, even though I'm a very healthy, active person who eats very well, if I did all of those things, right? So it's, how do I feel about my body? And immediately I can go, I wish I had a thinner body. And that is a part of my truth because it's been so conditioned to it. And oh my gosh, I feel strong. I feel like alive. I feel capable. Like, how do you feel in your body? Getting rid of the shoulds and the conditioning and what we have been led to believe about ourselves and what things mean for us. And how do I feel about it? Once you strip back the layers, back the layers, how do you feel? That's what matters most. When I'm picking out clothes, it's not so I have to recondition myself from like what's more flattering to how do I feel in this? I would rather wear that outfit that makes me feel like more alive and fun, even though, I may appear larger in it than if I wore this outfit. But who freaking even knows? Because my energy is then different because I'm wearing the outfit that makes me feel like spirited and alive. And I think that says a whole lot more than whatever makes me look even a tiny bit slenderer. So that's another example for how to take it. So I really want to hear from you. Please share with me if you're watching this on YouTube, because yes, I'm putting these on YouTube now. In the comments, send a DM, screenshot the episode and share it. Tag me at Claim It Podcast @_ Trisha Huffman. I really hope that you're able to take that with you and approach it in different ways and keep coming to, how do I feel? How do I feel about this? How do I want to feel about this? And of course, if you haven't yet, and even if you have, go reread it. Look at some parts in F the Shoulds Do the Once. You can go to ftheshouldstdotheonce.com to get links to all the books. You can also go to yourjoyologist.com/gift, and you can download chapter 1 for free of F the Shoulds Do the Once, as well as there's 6 or 7 heart talks from me, which are fairly short audio heart talks to support you and empower you no matter how you're feeling that day. Like there is one, I think, that's like, you don't want to get out of bed today. And then there's, ones for getting out of your own way. So go check them out at yourjoyologist.com /gift.